The sky above Earth changed without warning. At first, people thought it was a meteor shower, bright lights falling from the stars. But these lights stopped. They did not fall. They floated in the sky, still and silent. Giant black ships, each the size of a city, hung above the planet. The world held its breath. Was this an invasion? Governments across the globe scrambled. Planes were launched. Satellites focused on the strange ships. No attack came. The alien fleet just waited. Then a signal was received. Clean, direct, and in perfect English. "We come in peace. Do not fear us. We are the Scifi. We are here to help you." At first, people didn't believe it. Aliens speaking English, offering peace. Some were hopeful. Others were afraid. News channels ran 24/7. Streets filled with both celebration and protest. Some said it was the greatest day in history. Others whispered of war. The United Nations called for calm. A meeting was arranged. One of the alien ships landed, slowly, carefully, in the Nevada desert. It did not crush the Earth. It hovered just above the ground. A ramp opened. From the light stepped the Scifi. They were tall, thin, and silver-skinned. Their faces were smooth, with large black eyes that showed no emotion. But they bowed politely. Their leader, called Virik, spoke through a translator that echoed in soft tones. "We know what comes," he said, "and we know you cannot face it alone." Virik explained that something terrible was coming. A race called the Karn, machines with no soul, no mercy. They moved from star to star, destroying everything. The Scifi had fought them and lost. Now they came to Earth, hoping to stop the Karn together. They offered weapons, shields, and knowledge. Many world leaders wanted to accept the help, but some questioned the story. "Why come here?" they asked. "Why Earth? Why now?" The Scifi said they had watched Earth for a long time. They said humans were strong, clever, and different from other races. "You adapt," said Virik. "You fight harder than any we have seen. We believe you are the key." The people of Earth were divided. Some said it was a gift. Others said it was a trick. Then something strange happened. Late at night, deep in a military base in South Africa, a message was received. It came from one of the Scifi ships. The message was short. One word, in English: "Run." The message confused the military. They tried to trace the signal, but it vanished. Who sent it? And why? At the same time, odd behavior was seen among the Scifi. One of their ships flew too close to a nuclear base in Russia. When asked to move back, they didn't answer for hours. In the United States, a human engineer saw Scifi scanning military files. He reported it, but was told to stay quiet. Tension began to grow. A human team boarded a Scifi ship for a technology exchange. They were shown weapons, strange energy rifles that glowed blue. But one soldier noticed something strange. A large area of the ship was sealed off. No one was allowed near it. Not even Scifi guards would go close. When a drone tried to scan the area, it lost all power and crashed. The Scifi smiled and said it was a power room. But the humans weren't sure. Then disaster struck. One night, a human shuttle was flying near one of the alien ships. It was a routine patrol. Then, without warning, the shuttle exploded. Fire lit up the night sky. The Scifi said it was an accident. They said the human ship had a fuel problem. But one satellite caught a different story. It showed a small beam of light, fired from the Scifi ship, just before the explosion. Earth's leaders demanded answers. Virik stood before them, calm and cold. "We regret the loss," he said. "But fear not. We are still your friends." But many didn't believe him. Behind closed doors, the governments of Earth began to prepare. Old plans were opened. Secret weapons, hidden deep under mountains, were brought online. Scientists were told to study everything. Spies were sent to watch the Scifi. Still, No war was declared. Not yet. In the shadows, some people tried to warn the world. A small group of hackers found more hidden signals. Messages between Scifi ships. One message repeated again and again. Earth will not see it coming. In the quiet of space, the Scifi fleet moved slowly, calm, watching, waiting. And on Earth, deep in a bunker, one human general whispered to his team, "I don't think they came to save us. I think they're running from something worse, and they brought it here." The stars were silent, but something had begun. World leaders met in secret rooms. The truth was no longer clear. The Scifi had come with smiles and promises, but now fear filled every meeting. Still, no one wanted to be the first to break the peace. The aliens were powerful. Their ships floated above Earth like silent gods. If war began, Earth might lose. So, they chose to wait, to watch, to talk. Publicly, the Scifi continued to act like friends. They helped build power grids and repaired damaged satellites. They gave humans small samples of technology, clean energy cells, shield panels, healing devices. The media called it a new age. But some soldiers whispered, "This is the calm before the storm." The warning message, just one word, "Run," was still a mystery. No Scifi admitted sending it. Earth's best codebreakers tried to trace it again. They found nothing. But the signal came from inside the Scifi network. Someone had sent it. Someone who knew something. Major Elena Torres, a field commander with Earth's defense forces, wasn't convinced by the Scifi's smiles. She had seen war before. She had learned one thing. If something seems too good, it usually is. She asked to investigate the alien ship where the explosion happened. The Scifi agreed, but only let her visit a small section. The rest was restricted. Still, she noticed something strange. One of the human engineers whispered to her, "There are more weapons on this ship than they showed us. I saw racks of them. They're preparing for something." Back in her command center, Elena sent a message to the Global Defense Council. "Recommend alert level rise to COD red. They are hiding weapons. Possible attack plan." She received a reply a few hours later. "Alert not approved. Do not provoke hostilities. Continue observation." Even after the shuttle explosion, many leaders still wanted peace. "We can't afford to attack first," one diplomat said. "If we're wrong, we start a war that could end the planet." But the Scifi kept pushing boundaries. In India, a Scifi drone flew over a missile base without permission. In Brazil, they offered to upgrade Earth's orbital defense system, but demanded full access to the satellite network. Why did they want Earth's skies so badly? In space, human ships were watching. A small crew led by Captain Rhodes stayed close to one of the alien vessels. Their mission was to observe quietly. One night, while scanning energy patterns, they picked up a strange signature. It was not Scifi, not human, something different. Rhodes told his science officer to track it. The source came from deep space, far beyond the moon. But as soon as they locked on, the signal vanished. What the hell was that? Rhodes asked. His officer didn't answer. He was pale. It looked like a warning beacon. But the code, it's ancient, older than Earth's computers, older than the Scifi. Back on Earth, more trouble was growing. Riots broke out in some cities. People were afraid. Some believed the aliens were lying. Others said the governments were hiding the truth. In New York, a Scifi ambassador's car was attacked. In London, a group of protesters stormed a science lab that worked with Scifi tech. The message was clear. Not everyone believed the peace. Then something happened that changed everything. A military drone, testing flight systems in the Sahara Desert, caught footage of a Scifi ship. The ship opened a large door underneath, and inside, the drone recorded rows and rows of dark metal machines. Not tools, not food, not energy. Fighters, war machines. The footage was quickly classified. Only the top Earth leaders saw it. Some wanted to act immediately. Others said it could be a defense system. Still, the warning signs were growing. And then, the second message came. This time, not a single word. It was a video. Short, silent, but terrifying. It showed a Scifi ship being destroyed. Not by humans. Not by Earth's weapons. But by something dark and fast. The image was blurry. But one thing was clear. The attacker was not Scifi. The message came from a secret Scifi channel. Again, no one admitted sending it. But someone wanted Earth to know. They are not alone. That night, General Hassan, head of Earth's Joint Command, looked at the footage and said, "They didn't come to help us. They came to hide. And they want us to be the shield." Across the skies, the Scifi ships glowed quietly. Still friendly. Still calm. But their silence felt heavier now. And far beyond the stars, something else had started to move. The night was quiet. Too quiet. In the deserts of Arizona, soldiers stood on alert. In Moscow, generals watched the sky. In Tokyo, children slept while their parents kept radios on low volume, waiting for news. The Scifi ships still floated above Earth, glowing softly like moons. No movement. No sound. Just waiting. Then, at exactly 3:17 am Greenwich Mean Time, it happened. A blinding flash appeared over the Atlantic Ocean. In just 1 second, a human satellite vanished. No warning, no signal, just gone. Within minutes, 5 more satellites dropped offline. Earth's eyes in space went dark. In the command center under Geneva, alarms screamed. General Hessen stood frozen for a moment, then shouted, "Activate all defense systems, now." Across the world, anti-space weapons powered up. Rockets were loaded, lasers aimed, but it was already too late. The Scifi fleet moved. One by one, their ships opened. From under their smooth silver hulls came weapons, long, thin, glowing with blue energy. Beams fired toward the surface. The first target, a military base in North America. It exploded in seconds. Then, another base in China. Then, a communications hub in Africa. The Scifi weren't just disabling defenses. They were destroying them. Major Elena Torres, still in her command bunker, watched in shock as screens went black one by one. "They're not waiting," she said. "This is a full strike." Missiles launched in response. Earth's weapons tried to fight back. Some rockets reached their targets, but most were blocked by Scifi shields. Their technology was years ahead. Fast, smart, and deadly. But Earth wasn't defenseless. Deep under the Rocky Mountains, a secret human fleet called Project Aegis came online. It had been hidden for years. Ships built in silence, using stolen alien tech and ideas from Earth's top minds. Sleek, fast, and designed for one thing only: survival. Commander Reyes stood on the bridge of the lead ship, Vigilant Dawn, and gave the order. "Launch. All ships. All squadrons. Engage the enemy." The human fleet rose from underground silos, hidden ocean bases, and high-altitude hangars. For the first time in history, Earth sent a united fleet into battle, not to explore space, but to protect it. The first clash happened near low Earth orbit. Scifi drones flew fast, shooting deadly energy bolts, but human ships fought with rage and fire. They dodged. They returned fire. They'd worked as one. A Scifi vessel took a direct hit from a human railgun. The blast tore through its side. It spun out of control and crashed into the ocean near Greenland. It was the first Scifi kill. All over Earth, people watched on screens. Fear turned into fury. Mothers who cried began to scream. Fathers who prayed picked up rifles. The time for hope was gone. The time to fight had come. But the cost was high. In the first 2 hours, Earth lost over a dozen defense platforms and 5 major military bases. Casualties rose quickly. Fires burned in cities across the globe. And the Scifi kept coming. Then came something strange. One of the Scifi ships, smaller than the others, refused to fire. It moved away from the main fleet and sent out a signal. Not a weapon, a message. Major Elena Torres intercepted it. It was in human language. We are not part of this. We tried to warn you. The High Scifi have betrayed us all. A group of Scifi defectors. A resistance inside their own race. The message continued. They came to Earth not to help, but to hide. The real enemy is coming. We thought you would be easy to control. We were wrong. Torres immediately sent the message to all command centers. It confirmed everything they feared. The Scifi hadn't planned to save Earth. They had planned to use it as a shield, a wall, a hiding place. And now, war had begun. General Hisson gave the order, use Protocol Ember. Across Earth, hidden weapons activated, deep-sea torpedoes, orbital guns, electromagnetic pulses. Earth struck back with everything it had. And something worked. In the Pacific, a Scifi mothership was hit by a human plasma cannon. The shield cracked. A second blast tore through the ship. It fell like a burning star into the sea. For the first time, the Scifi pulled back. Their fleet shifted formation. They were shocked. They didn't expect Earth to fight so hard, to hit so hard. Commander Reyes, aboard Vigilant Dawn, smiled grimly. They thought we'd break, he said. They forgot who we are. On the moon, human forces launched secret weapons stored there for decades. One hit a Scifi cruiser dead on. The blast lit up the sky. The tide was turning. Slowly, painfully, but it was turning. And far out in space, something else watched. A dark shape, a ship not Scifi, not human, silent, waiting. The real enemy. And it had just received a signal. Smoke rose from the cities. The sky was dark with clouds and fire. Earth had taken heavy damage, but it was still standing. The Scifi had expected fear. They had expected surrender. But they didn't understand humans. When Earth was attacked, it did not break. It fought. Across the world, people united. Nations that once argued now worked as one. Old enemies shared weapons. Secret bases opened. The full power of humanity began to rise. In underground bunkers, engineers activated defense grids built in secret. They turned on satellite-killing lasers, plasma cannons, and railguns. In space, Project Aegis was fully online. Human warships flew in tight groups, protecting each other, striking fast. Commanders learned quickly. They adapted. They changed tactics, and it started to work. Commander Reyes, aboard the Vigilant Dawn, led the charge. He studied the Scifi's movements, then set a trap. He sent 3 ships to fake a retreat. The Scifi followed them. But waiting behind Earth's shadow was a hidden ambush fleet. When the Scifi reached the target zone, over 20 human ships opened fire at once. 2 alien warships exploded. One was badly damaged and crashed into the ocean. Cheers filled the human command room. They can be beaten, Reyes said. They just bleed differently. Major Elena Torres was still leading Earth's surface defense. She had been awake for almost 2 days, but her eyes were sharp. Her mind was focused. In one of the underground labs, scientists had made a discovery. Human missiles, by themselves, couldn't pierce the Scifi shields. But when fired in groups, at just the right angle, they could break through. So Earth changed the game. They fired pack attacks, 10 missiles at a time, from different locations. The Scifi shields couldn't handle the spread. One after another, their ships began to fall. In the middle of this chaos, the Scifi defectors sent another message. Their leader, a thin figure named Callers, stood in front of a camera and spoke directly to the humans. We were part of the Scifi army. We were told Earth was weak, that you would fall in days. But we see now, you are stronger than we knew. We want to help. Earth's leaders were cautious. Could they be trusted? But they needed allies, and the defectors offered valuable information. Calories told them about the Scifi command ship, where it was, how it operated, and where its weak spot might be. If they could destroy it, the Scifi attack might collapse. Commander Reyes made a plan. A small human squad, protected by defector ships, would attack the command ship directly. It was a suicide mission, but they had no other choice. At the same time, Earth scientists revealed another secret. Hidden under Antarctica was a weapon, one that had never been tested. A pulse cannon built from alien parts, powered by a fusion core. It had the strength of a small sun. They called it Spear of Dawn. General Hessen gave the green light. "We hit them with everything we have," he said. "If we fall today, we fall standing." The final battle of the day began. In space, the strike team reached the Scifi command ship. Enemy fighters swarmed them, but the humans pushed through. Explosions lit up the sky. One ship after another fell, until only 3 remained. Captain Lin, leading the attack, piloted her ship straight toward the heart of the command vessel. She was calm, focused. Her ship was on fire, her systems failing, but her hand stayed on the trigger. She fired the last torpedo. It struck the ship's core. The command ship cracked apart. Flames burst out. Scifi ships across the sky froze for a moment, confused. At that same moment, the Spear of Dawn fired from Antarctica. A giant beam of pure light shot into space and hit the largest Scifi battleship. The blast was so bright, it could be seen from space stations. The ship exploded into 1,000,000 pieces. It was over. The Scifi fleet began to retreat. Some ships fled into deep space. Others powered down and surrendered. The defectors helped guide the remaining battleships to safe zones. Humanity had won, but the cost was heavy. Cities were in ruins, thousands were dead, but the spirit of Earth was alive, stronger than ever. People came out of shelters. They looked at the sky, now clear for the first time in days. Then a signal came, not from the Scifi, not from Earth. Something far away. A deep sound, almost like a voice. One line repeated again and again. "The silence is broken. We are coming." Belina Torres heard it first. Her hands shook. She looked at the screen. The coordinates were from deep space, and it wasn't a message to the Scifi. It was a message to Earth. Something worse was out there, and it had just noticed humanity. The war with the Scifi was over, but there was no peace. Cities still burned. Families searched for missing loved ones. Rescue teams worked day and night. Earth had won the battle, but the war was just beginning. In the sky, Scifi wreckage floated like broken bones. Some ships were still being cleaned up. Others were studied in secret labs. Earth's leaders wanted to know everything: how the weapons worked, how the ships moved, and what the Scifi were afraid of. Because something was coming. The strange signal had not stopped. It repeated every 4 hours. A deep voice, not human, not Scifi, said the same thing. "The silence is broken. We are coming." It came from deep space, beyond the edge of the solar system. It was not a threat. It was a warning. Cold, calm, confident. General Hessen called an emergency meeting. "This new enemy," he said, pointing at the signal, "is not hiding. They want us to know they're coming." Commander Rice added, "The Scifi weren't the top of the food chain. They were running. Now we know what they were running from." Earth needed a plan. Fast. In a secret lab under Iceland, scientists had been working on a new project. Something dangerous. Something no one had dared test before. A weapon that used human energy, mind and body, to power alien technology. The name of the project, ECHO. The lead scientist, Dr. Lyon, explained it clearly. "We took the Scifi interface systems and reprogrammed them. Their ships respond to mental commands, but their minds are slow. Human minds, especially under stress, move faster." The idea was simple. Link a human brain to a ship's control system. Let the ship move as fast as the pilot's thoughts. No buttons, no controls, just the mind. But the process is dangerous, Dr. Lyon warned. The human brain was not made for this. The connection burns the mind over time. Still, Earth had no choice. They had to try. The program searched for candidates. People with strong minds, fast reflexes, and no fear of death. Only one person matched all the data. Major Elena Torres. She didn't hesitate. "Hook me in," she said. The lab team connected the neural cables. The lights dimmed. Her body went still, but her eyes stayed open. On the screen, the ship's system lit up. The ship moved before anyone touched a control. "She's in," whispered Dr. Lyon. "She's fully linked." The test flight was short, but perfect. The ship danced through the sky like it was alive. It dodged lasers. It changed shape mid-flight. It moved faster than anything Earth had ever built. Torres didn't speak, but the ship did. Ready. Far above, the signal grew louder. New readings came in. Something massive was moving toward the solar system. Then the satellite closest to Pluto went silent. Then another. Then a third. A new ship appeared on the screen. No one had seen anything like it. It was bigger than a city. Black, spiked, with strange lights pulsing like a heartbeat. It wasn't flying. It was pushing space itself, like gravity bent around it. The computer gave it a name. Unknown class. Omega threat. It would reach Earth in 6 days. Earth had 6 days to prepare for the strongest enemy it had ever faced. The Scifi defectors studied the data too. Calors, their leader, looked terrified. This is the one we feared," he said. "This is why we came here. We were not trying to conquer. We were trying to survive." Commander Reyes turned to Torres. "Can you stop it?" She didn't answer with words. The ship she was linked to rose from the ground. It turned toward the sky. The engines burned white-hot. "Let them come," the ship said. In space, more strange signals echoed. This new enemy, whatever it was, had ships too. Not many, but each was powerful. Their energy readings were stronger than anything Earth or the Scifi had ever seen. Project Aegis prepared for war again. Damaged ships were repaired. Crews returned to duty. Weapons were upgraded. But all hope rested on one ship, the one with a human mind inside it. Torres. Each day, she trained. She fought simulations. She pushed the ship further, faster. Her mind burned from the effort. Her nose bled. Her hands shook. But she didn't stop, because she understood what was coming. The enemy did not want peace. It didn't want control. It wanted silence. It wanted to erase life. All life. And only one weapon stood in its way. A human. The sky was quiet again. But this time, it wasn't peace. It was fear. The kind of silence before a storm. Earth's satellites had stopped sending data past Neptune. Something huge had entered the solar system, and everything near it had gone dark. In command rooms across the planet, leaders watched screens with shaking hands. They had survived the Scifi. Barely. But this was something else. Bigger. Older. Worse. The signal had changed. Now it said, "We see you." And for the first time, Earth's best minds admitted the truth. This enemy didn't come to conquer. It came to destroy. The Omega threat ship was now moving fast. Its size was terrifying. It was not shaped like a ship, but like a living machine. Sharp edges, black metal that moved like muscle, and eyes. Glowing red lights that blinked, like it was watching. Even the Scifi defectors were afraid. Calors said in a low voice, "That thing is not a ship. It's a predator." General Hessen gave the final order. Code Obsidian. Earth would fight with everything. In space, Project Aegis formed its largest fleet yet. Over 90 ships, including 3 built with Scifi tech and one powered by alien fusion. Commander Reyes stood on the command deck of the Vigilant Dawn, watching as they flew into high orbit. "This is it," he said. "We stop them here, or we don't stop them at all." But the most powerful weapon wasn't part of the fleet. It was Tori's. Still linked to the ECHO system, she floated inside her ship's core. Wires ran from her body to the walls. Her brain controlled the vessel. Her thoughts were the commands. Her heart powered its rage. But the link was hurting her. Each minute burned her neurons. Her body was shaking, but she refused to disconnect. "I started this fight," she whispered. "I'm going to finish it." Then, the Omega threat arrived. It appeared near Mars, not jumping, not cloaked. It simply was there, like space bent, and let it through. The moment it arrived, Earth's systems crashed. Communications failed. Power grids shook. Gravity shifted. It was like reality itself didn't want it here. The ship didn't fire weapons. Instead, it sent others. Dark, insect-like crafts burst out from its body. Silent, fast, covered in claws and blades, they headed straight for Earth. The battle began. The human fleet opened fire. Missiles, plasma, lasers, all launched. The sky lit up with light and death. The alien swarm hit back, slashing through ships like knives through paper. Explosions filled the dark. Earth's ships fell, one by one. But they didn't fall alone. Human pilots fought with rage. When ships were damaged, they rammed into the enemy. Kamikaze strikes, last stands, they made every death count. Still, the enemy kept coming. Commander Reyes shouted into the comms, "We need the weapon. Where is she?" Then, the sky split. Torres arrived. Her ship moved faster than anything else. It twisted, turned, vanished, and reappeared. Powered by her thoughts, the ECHO ship danced between enemies. Her weapons hit without warning. Her shields bent light. She was like a ghost made of fire. She wasn't just flying. She was fighting like a human. The Omega ship noticed. It turned toward her. Its red eyes blinked. It understood what she was, what she could do. It fired. A massive beam of energy, wide as a city, hotter than the sun. Torres dodged, but not all the way. Her ship was hit on the side. Sparks flew. Systems blinked. Inside, her brain screamed. Dr. Lyon, watching from Earth, said she can't take another hit. Her neural link is at max. She'll die. But Torres didn't stop. She flew straight at the Omega threat. The massive ship opened again, revealing a pulsing core, a glowing red heart. Torres focused. Her ship charged the last plasma spear. One shot. One chance. Her hands clenched. Her thoughts sharpened into fire. She whispered, "This is for Earth." She fired. The spear shot forward, bright, fast, aimed perfectly. It hit the core. The Omega ship screamed, not in sound, but in light. It cracked, split. Fire burst from inside. Space shook. Then it exploded. Not just the ship. The entire swarm stopped. Frozen. Dead. The pieces floated in silence. The threat was over. But so was Torres. Her ship drifted, quiet. The lights faded. Inside, she was unconscious, burned, but alive. Rescue teams brought her back. Her mind was weak, her body broken. But when she opened her eyes, she smiled. "We made it," she said. All over Earth, people cried, shouted, hugged. The sky was safe again. The enemy was gone. For now. But Earth had changed. Humans had fought gods. And won. The war was over. The sky was quiet. No more ships. No more alarms. Just the soft blue of Earth's atmosphere, calm again after fire and chaos. But everything had changed. People came out of bunkers. Cities began to rebuild. Streets were filled with broken buildings and memories. Families mourned the lost. Survivors told stories. Children looked up at the stars, not with wonder, but with fire in their hearts. Earth had faced death and answered with strength. In hospitals across the world, the wounded were healing. Some had lost limbs, others had lost homes, but no one had lost hope. In a special medical center under the Alps, Major Elena Torres opened her eyes. She had been in a coma for 12 days. Doctors said her brain was damaged from the neural link. She would never fly again, never walk without help. But when they told her that, she just smiled. "I already flew through hell," she said. "What's a few steps?" People called her a hero. Some called her a savior. Statues were built. Songs were written. But Torres didn't care about any of that. All she cared about was that Earth had survived. Commander Reyes stood at her bedside. He was thinner now, older, but his eyes still burned with purpose. "You changed everything," he told her. "No," she replied. "We did." In space, cleanup crews worked nonstop. The remains of the Omega ship floated like dead gods. Scifi engineers helped Earth scientists study it. They found things they didn't understand, tech that looked alive, symbols older than time. But one thing was clear. This was not the only one. The Omega threat had not come alone. It had been a scout, a test. Somewhere out there, more were watching. But now, they feared humans. Earth had sent a message of its own. "We are not weak. We will fight, and we will win." Across the stars, other species heard that message. Some were afraid. Some were impressed. Some wanted to meet the species that broke the silence. For the first time in history, alien ships arrived in peace, not to invade, but to talk, to offer alliance, friendship, trade. The humans who once looked up and wondered if they were alone now stood in the center of something much bigger, a galaxy that had finally taken notice. Earth's leaders formed a new council. They included Scifi defectors, human scientists, military officers, and even civilians. They called it the Starshield Pact, a promise to protect life across the stars, not just Earth. But the true legacy was not the battles or the tech. It was the spirit, the fire. Humanity had proved something no weapon could show. That courage, unity, and willpower could defeat even the darkest threat. In schools, children now learned about Taurus and Reyes, about Project ECHO, about the final battle. Not to glorify war, but to teach the strength of never giving up. In quiet places, survivors planted trees where cities once stood. Each tree was named after a fallen hero. In one small park, under a young oak tree, a plaque read, "For those who stood when the stars fell. We remember. We rebuild. We rise." Torres was there the day the first starship of Earth's new fleet launched. The Dawnfire, named in her honor, rose into the sky with engines burning gold. As the ship left Earth's orbit, she whispered, "Show them who we are." The galaxy would never be the same. Earth was no longer a quiet blue world in the corner of space. It was a fire. And that fire would never go out.